Welcome to the As Usual Thanks for Nothing podcast show with Josh Bodecker, Josh Flowers, and Solomon Noble.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the As Usual Thanks for Nothing podcast show. Our special guest today is e.E Charlton-Trujillo. Close? It's not close at all, is it?
That's how you say your name, right?
That's very good.
e.E Charlton-Trujillo.
Not the way Josh Flowers says it.
Trujillo.
It's close enough. It's close enough. Trujillo.
Trujillo?
He's destroying my heritage.
He probably destroys a lot of people's heritages.
This is true.
That's what should get it out of the way. Mr. Solomon is sick today. Again.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you.
Come on, Solomon.
No, he was hacking and coughing. So I'm gonna go home and go to bed. So, but
Not to mention, he could have said my name with a great deal of fluency.
he does. He speaks.
He speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And of course he's not here.
Great.
I'm here.
We get you.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You're
Why couldn't he
Trujillo.
be sick?
I don't know.
I ask that all the time.
Anyway, I don't speak Spanish. So
Spanish? Really?
Oh, I'm Josh Flowers, by the way.
Is that the spawning of ish?
I didn't introduce myself. Sorry. I'm Josh Flowers.
Josh Flowers, and I'm Mr. Joshua Bodecker. This is the As Usual Thanks for Nothing podcast show.
Right.
And we have writer, filmmaker, short story writer, e.E Charlton-Trujillo.
Have you done anything else?
I've done a lot of things.
Cat owner.
Yes, I'm
Cat
a cat
owner.
owner. That is accurate. Since December.
Hoodie owner,
Mini hoodies.
zip up hoodie owner.
Zippy.
That's true.
Zippy.
That's true.
I call them zippies.
Bracelet wearer thing.
Bracelet wearer. It's
Yeah.
actually like Wonder Woman, but not.
Oh, is that really the thought behind it, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So
I thought it was a watch. One of those
whenever
watches.
when Josh walks in the room, this is the only thing I have to sort of defend myself. Is I throw up this little leather piece and
I usually
he
go
just
into a room
shrieks.
swinging.
You
So-
walked in-
That's usually how I
Yeah.
go in. You never know what's
he
behind
just
that
fires
door.
bow and
Yeah.
arrows into rooms before he walks in.
You just never know what's behind that door.
He's
so
an Uzi.
You just gotta, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody in there still?
Yeah. See, most people don't know you and I work together.
Why?
Yes.
Why? That's
How
right.
do you
we
know each other?
We do video stuff.
What kind of
Wow,
video
that
stuff?
sounds really disturbing. Try that again.
Doesn't
We
it?
do video stuff.
I don't think it sounds disturbing to a normal person.
What's normal?
What? Well, myself. And who else, Josh?
Not me.
No.
Not
no.
me.
Not even
Definitely
close.
not me.
Tim.
Tim. Just Tim's in
My
the
fr-
world.
My
Every Tim?
Just
Tiny
Tim. He's
Was
normal.
Tiny Tim normal? No.
Just this guy. You don't know
He
him,
had a
but
limp.
he's normal.
You don't know.
You don't know him, but he's Tim.
It's his boyfriend in Canada. You don't know him.
My boyfriend in Canada?
That is disturbing. Okay.
That's a funny topic you brought up. That brings us to Fat Angie, your new book.
Which has nothing to do with Canadians.
No,
He's the
no.
king of segues.
Non sequitur much?
He
So
just,
there's no Canadians in Fat Angie.
I don't think so. They might have slipped in there, but I didn't have
Is
anything to
there
do
a
with it.
certain reason why? Do you not like Canadians, or?
No, I actually, some of my best friends are Canadian.
Yeah, name them. Besides Tim.
Mary Stocks.
Tim is one of them.
Oh, Josh is going to read your book.
All
No,
at
I'm just
once? The whole book right now?
No, what's it? What is your book about?
Well, Josh, why don't you tell me? I understand you directed the trailer for Fat Angie.
That's right, I did. Should we roll that footage?
You want to cut to the clip already? Why don't you talk about
It's
it?
a little early, don't you think?
Well, you brought up the trailer.
Well,
Like,
you know,
right
you-
off the bat.
Well,
Well, how about we do that? How about we go to the clip real quick so you can get an idea of what the book is about, then we'll come back and chat about it. So here is the clip for the Fat Angie book right there. I'll put it like over here too. Fat Angie.
My dog Lester hates his name. He won't respond to it.
Uh-huh. Projects feelings of animosity on family dog.
Look, Angie's my sister. On paper, cool, but she's whack.
Why are you asking about Fat Angie?
She's obviously a troubled girl, with her parents divorced and her sister missing in Iraq.
I see Angie a lot, but I don't know what to say.
She pushes the limit with everyone. Kanye's my dog, but she says I like ABBA. ABBA? ABBA sucks.
Did she finally off herself or something?
No way. That would mean she finally did something right.
I have worked miracles in the past, but it is much like attempting to cork the Titanic. Cork Titanic.
Think about the cake. It's a fetus.
I know.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
You okay?
I'm...
Casey. Casey Romance.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Buffy's a strong girl in a screwed up world. Angie kind of reminds me of that. Except without the wooden stakes, vampire killing, or fashion forward sense. But replicas are overrated.
It's a fetus.
Look, tell me that's not going to go viral.
It's always better on Tuesday. And I loved you just like you loved me too. Run away from the pain. It's always better.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. How's it going? So that was the Fat Angie trailer. Josh Flowers, I believe you directed that. What was your experience on it?
It was kind of crazy leading up to it because we were supposed to shoot at this one school that didn't happen. And then we were having trouble finding a school. And actually, Jason Dudas, our boss, gave me a number of a guy, and that's how we got to school at the last minute.
What school did you? Oh, that's why we don't.
Well, we
shouldn't
mention
Yeah, that's
it.
probably just thinking about.
But we got banned based on the content of the book.
Not from the school that Jason got us.
No,
from the
but
original
the
school.
the other school.
Yeah.
The original school, they wouldn't allow us to shoot based on the content of the book and a book they hadn't read.
So, yeah, they said it was
This
too
is
much
already-
for a conservative town, right?
Yeah, in their conservative community. And so the librarian said X-nay on filming in the school based on content.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
It was a little different.
I don't like that. I'm going on record. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it at all.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Josh Bodecker.
It's done.
So how long did it take you? It was like a weekend shoot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 days. And it wasn't even full days. They weren't even 12 hours long.
So
or
you got home and
anything.
go play Xbox, so.
Yes. First, I
no.
went and bought
You
an
played,
Xbox.
Yeah.
Monsters
And
Inc. Drive or whatever it's called. that you
Run.
wrote.
Monsters Inc. Run. No, it was 2 days. I think the first day we shot, what, 8 hours?
Maybe, yeah. And then...
Oh, you weren't there for the whole first
No,
day.
I wasn't there, but I kept up with their...
And the second day you were there, and it was probably about 8 hours, right?
Yeah, 8 hours or maybe even a little less. It wasn't too bad. I
No,
mean, it was a really quick
crazy
shoot. We had a
shoot.
professional crew
We had
on
so many
board,
crew people.
which
Yeah,
was
I remember
great.
you talking about that, yeah.
It was
To
weird.
him, it's too many, and to me, it's quite normal.
No, I
It's
said
small.
I said so many. I didn't say too many.
Yes.
How many is too many?
I said so many. Again. I did
Seriously,
not
how many
say
is too many for Josh Flowers?
3.
3.
I was just like, what? I have more than 2 people? This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting. He got to experience what it's like to direct an actor and not have to sit there and run camera and sound and lighting and everything
Yeah,
else. He
that
had
was
people do
weird.
that for him, and
That
he could
was
go,
weird.
and people would bring him like coffee.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, we were having to run through at school pretty quick because we had to be
Yeah.
out by 3.
We had to be out fast.
But I did get to at least talk to actors before we ran
Yeah.
camera, which was nice. For most of them, anyway.
Right,
so.
right. And these are all mostly unknowns, and I have to say they really do sell it. They really do sell it. The 2 leads, who plays Casey Romance and Fat Angie, they were just
Maria and Christina?
Christina. They were just fantastic and never been in front of the camera. So
Really, they've never been in front of the camera before.
no, most of the people in this trailer have not been in front of the camera.
That's
That's
true.
amazing.
Yeah, so they really sell it. They really sell it. They were really passionate about it. And they knew what the content of the book was about, and they were okay with that. Like, you know, and I say okay, it's the main content of the book is it deals with bullying.
Yeah.
And that's of course a hot button topic. It has
Sure.
been for the last few years. But there are issues around self-image, you know, how your gender identity at times, and also sexuality. So questions of sexuality immediately put people like in that, you know,
Sure.
uncomfortable position. You know,
In this liberal area?
yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Thought bubble.
Question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I went in a little nervous about that too, but Josh worked with them on set, and everybody was fine, and we had a big launch party that was, I don't know, sometime around the week of the 12th of March 12th. We had a big launch party.
There was food.
There was food.
That was free.
And it was free food.
I know. Free food gets me just about anywhere.
Just about.
That's why I work here.
Yeah, it's the free food.
When do you get free food?
I'm just kidding. I wish. That would be the reason. Oh, actually, I got free Blizzard today. So
that's true. We did get free Blizzards. But
there you go.
That's okay. I was going to ignore it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we had an awesome launch party, and we sold 44 out of 50 books.
Wow.
Which is pretty good, for a smaller press, a smaller party. But anyway, people like Gregory Maguire, who wrote Wicked, being really into this book, and Joe Knowles, who wrote Lessons for a Dead Girl. Like, there were just so many people coming through that are like, who have read the book, who are established New York sellers,
and this is your third book.
And this is my third book.
Yeah.
And
the other two are here.
Yes, Prizefighter Mikasa was my first book and won the Delacorte Del Yearling Award, which is a really sort of important award through Random House that isn't won every year.
Yeah.
And then my second book was Feels Like Home. It came out through the same press. So yeah,
how do you think you're progressing as a writer?
Well, you would say terribly.
No, I mean from your first to your third book. What's changed?
I feel like that I can write with precision and faster. Whereas the first book, even though I wrote it in 2 months, there was a lot of sloppiness I felt like that was there. And I think that working with my agent, Andrew Cascardi, really tightened up sort of the machine of writing. So I think I'm a better screenwriter now because I've written these books. I was always a screenwriter before, but now I feel like it's a much more natural transition. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think it'd be easier to go from being a screenwriter to a novel writer, or a novel writer to a screenwriter?
I think it's really weird for me because I was a screenwriter going to novels. I think it's probably difficult maybe for people who write novels going to screenplays sometimes because they're so used to having so much density in language, because you really have to strip it down for screenplays. It has to be immediate, very visual, and the dialogue stays, but you just have to be so precise. So
a lot of the image stuff is going to be the director later on.
Right.
And you get some,
that's true.
You get some notes in the script, but yeah.
Script writing be easy.
It's so easy.
Compared to a novel, I would think so.
Oh, we should be directors. It's so in screenwriters.
Well, everybody's a director, right? I mean, now
that's what I've been learning.
I mean, everyone.
I was watching, Peter John Ross.
Yeah.
And he has this film series, web series about filmmaking, different things to do.
Yeah.
And I watched one today. It was the role of the camera in a shot. I was like, nobody thinks about this ever. There's I got the person's face. We're good.
Yeah.
But it was just a good reminder for me. But I'm so many new filmmakers, they just jump into it. They don't think about should I study the craft at all?
So you think the theory of film is going away?
Yeah, for the most part. It's just we got the guy's face. But it was just it was a conversation at a diner. And it was we're on him, we're on her. When she's talking about him cheating on her or whatever, the camera raises on him, it's looking down on him, and looks slightly up on her. It's just that kind of movement, and framed behind him is the open door, he wants to leave. It's that whole
all
language.
This visual metaphor.
And
it is missing a lot.
That's a great reminder, to think about that stuff a little bit more.
It's so easy to. Yeah, like you said, though, most people are just boxing people in. It's it's medium shot, pull out to an establishing, and we're done.
Yeah.
When even when we were working on the trailer, and there were things that you had storyboarded, and then once he got in there, and his DP says, well, what about if we try a little bit? We have a glide. Let's try this. And then it was a really nice transition. It also added metaphor to the shots.
Well, it was certain things in the trailer even when the psychiatrist has the window behind him, it's to darken him. To make him, not seem as bright, sunshiny, on her, it's bright. There's thought behind of him in front of the window and that kind of thing. So. Yeah,
it's not just arbitrary. There's a reason for the way the shots are laid out.
Right, and I wanted that movement in at the beginning on them, and there's just different thoughts on that. So, and the showdown with the cake, it changed a lot in the editing.
Yeah, a lot.
But in my mind, it was a showdown an Old West.
Yeah.
You're facing off against two people. The camera comes in against the two gunfighters.
Yeah,
so that's what I was imagining with the cake. So.
And some of it's there, but we had to lose a lot in the. Cause when I started editing it, the first edit was 4 minutes, and like 52 seconds. I was like, that's not a trailer. That's a movie. And so we lost a lot of jokes that, we'd worked on in a longer piece. But we kind of got down to sort of the bare bones of what, Josh had said. He says, oh, yeah, we shot a short film and you made it into a trailer. And to have, there was the editing, then there's the part of the color correction. You have someone coming in and doing, Da Vinci color. And then you have Douglas Thornton, who's a professional composer.
He's done like additional music on what was it, Smallville?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And what else?
Well,
did
he works
do?
for Sony and Warner Brothers and HBO, and so he did us a solid and composed.
Yeah, like the little sound effects you hear and stuff. Like
did
it
all
really helped out.
Yeah, all the
so.
sound design that's laid in, and the opening song is his, and then the second one is the Slippery Lips, which is local, and the third one is St. Ias, which is also local.
Right.
So,
we used some local music to give us the rights to it. So.
Yeah. Well, and it's good.
But the first song we originally had was like a very popular song, copyrighted and stuff.
Yeah. We couldn't use it, obviously.
And Douglas was like, "Oh, I can make a song that
is kind of like that." 'Cause I said, "I want that feeling. I wanted that feeling." I said, "I really need these drums. I really need this feeling," and he did us an amazing solid. Like his sound design plus picture, you put those together, and we've got Hollywood producers looking at it now saying, "Hey, I'd like to see the book. I'd like to talk to you about an option."
Yeah, the guy that wrote Wicked said it was the best book trailer you've seen, right? Or somebody's.
Yeah, he said that, and then Chad Vader, that web series, it's totally great. The DP said it was the best book trailer.
Okay.
She's Tona Williams. She said it, and I was like, "Oh wow, I love your work, Tona."
Because most
great.
book trailers, I'm sorry, we're talking about the book trailers. So
Well,
much.
but it is part of
It's the newest thing.
It's the newest thing, and it's the supporting what the book is.
If you ever watch them, it's usually just a picture of the book moving in.
Oh, I've
with,
seen
like,
a lot of
some
them, yeah.
quotes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she loved him and he loved her, and it's
a
always
picture of American flag.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is too much.
And the idea was do it like more like a movie.
I wanted a movie because, and the thing was, is when I first talked to my agent, when Josh and I.
I'm not her agent, by the way.
No.
She's funny to
not
me.
Josh, but when Josh and I were talking, and I had just talked to my agent, and I said, she said, Moonrise Kingdom. Do you like the quirkiness of Moonrise Kingdom? Because it really kind of fit the quirkiness of the book. It's third person. It's very weird. I thought, oh yeah. And then I said, we need something outside the box that's not just a typical. She's walking along with her backpack and seeming like, oh, I'm very sad, and a lot of voiceover.
Yeah.
Instead, get people, and then Josh is like, oh, well, let's get people to make a commentary about it and stitch together like that. And he sat down for 5 minutes and cracked
I slaved over that trailer.
No, 5 minutes of writing, and it was great. And I said, this is it. This is the feeling. It was just, of course, when we filmed it, it was way too long for that. But we ended up with these incredible.
I hope
moments.
we can have that cake scene released at some point.
We are going to release
it. We had all
it.
these extras there. And
Tons of
the
people.
scene, like, it's a cake with a fetus on it. That's a thing that people do all the time. And it's like crazy.
Fetus cake.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a
fetus.
sonogram or
Yeah,
whatever?
the sonogram.
Yeah, we put that on
yeah,
there.
not an actual fetus. A sonogram.
It's like, what? I don't know if it was in the shape of a
No,
fetus.
there was no placenta.
No.
It's the filling.
No.
I was going to say the icing. This is terrible. This is terrible. But it was, we used the cake there, and the people would actually eat it. Like, it had scenes of all
So,
these extras
slow
in
motion,
slow motion,
eating the
like
baby's
closer
head.
in the mouth and stuff.
And which was a little too much, but so we're going to actually
Yeah, it
release
didn't
that with the
work for
behind the
that,
scenes in a couple of weeks.
Is that part of the book?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's right out of the book. Like, every scene is something that's out of the book.
Yeah, the only thing that was different from the book is where they're like talking to the camera. I think all that dialogue was pretty much
Yeah,
new.
well, I kind of rewrote.
With like the psychologist and all that
The
stuff?
psychologist doesn't even speak that much in the book.
I don't know if he speaks at all in the book. It's just like his notes.
Yeah,
So it's not like he talks to people.
Yeah, so we put
But
it
in
out.
the trailer, it's like he's a star.
Yeah. Which he was pretty happy with, obviously.
Yeah.
But
It's funny. We kind of did a typical Hollywood interpretation where it's like major characters are smaller characters are major.
yeah. But what's really cool is so the trailer's like, it's opening this door that people say, wait, this trailer is cinematic. It's very cool. They're getting really hip to it. And they're talking about future films, which is great, But the thing is, people are picking up the book. And that's the end of the day. Is that people are picking up the book.
And you get a movie deal.
I may get a movie deal, which would be great. But no, they're picking up the book and they're saying, this made me, say, I'm an adult now, but this makes me feel like, okay, the things I went through in high school, someone's listening, or young people are reading it, and their commentaries are, this is the kind of book that I've wanted, or I wish this had, And so it's like, those are the kind of things at the end of the day, if the trailer opens the door for a young person who's struggling with whatever issues, even if it's the bully who picks it up and maybe gets a little self-reflection, hopefully. It's like, okay, then I'm doing my job as the author. He did his job as the director, and we worked together to get this trailer that says, oh, read this book that all these people think's awesome, and I hope it sheds some light somewhere.
And this is the first book of hers. You also can get an audio form.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was a try-release, which is kind of unusual. So it's audio, ebook, and hardbound.
All at once.
All
so
at
yeah.
one time.
someone's reading her book and it's on there. It's like a famous narrator.
Yeah.
I mean, not a famous person, but the narrator's done a lot of.
Oh God, it's like
popular
pages of
books.
stuff she's done. So it's surreal. It's
I
like, wow.
I plan on listening to the book in that form at some point.
You don't read,
so.
I know.
What?
You don't read, I know.
He did read.
I don't have time to read.
He read some of it. He did read some of it. What was it, chapter 9?
I read over half of it.
Okay, so no, he read to chapter 9, and then he's
that
like,
was enough to write the script.
he's like, see, you see how painful that is for me as the author. I'm like, so you weren't bored until 9, or you did 9 just so you could write the script.
That's where I got before I got distracted.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
It is pretty good. He doesn't really like, but the audio.
I
he'll
haven't
listen
read
to the
Tale
audio.
of Two Cities. I
You
started it.
You started, but you never
So
finished.
there we go.
It was
I-
really good though. I really
didn't-
liked Tale of Two Cities.
Well, I didn't get past the first chapter. Of course, it was a class assignment. So.
It was mine too. I really liked it.
Oh, well, I started
It's the
it.
best of times, worst of times.
You had to read Great Expectations. That was ours.
And then I read I think the last chapter, just so I have an idea, like how to talk about it.
So you know what happened at the end?
I don't remember. I don't even know what to talk. I could be making up this whole story.
You don't even know, do you?
I have no idea if that's the truth or not.
What do you think? Do you think he's telling the truth?
Yeah, probably.
Really?
You're really willing to believe him.
Anyway, give me something to say, and I'll see if it sounds believable.
Yeah, ask him a question.
How you doing, Josh Flowers?
Doing terrible.
Oh wait, that's actually true.
That's actually pretty true.
That's pretty true. Try something else. Something.
All right, let's see.
I can make myself cry if I
do it.
You cannot.
You're not that good of an actor.
He's not. Well, he's a good actor actually. Oh God, that's actually pretty good. Oh, that made me sick.
He's thinking about being on the podcast right now.
Oh my God, he looks so sad.
Wow, I can do that apparently. Who knew?
There's a lot of sadness in Josh.
Wow.
Look at him, he did it. He
How
cried.
How do you make yourself stop?
Just go like this.
Well, anyway, I'm a good
Well,
actor.
we saw something right now. That was amazing. Look at that. And the tears keep coming. You know what it is? It's just.
I always thought that was hard to do.
Look at him. He did kind of creep me out when he did it. He did
Sorry.
so well.
What'd you think about when you did that?
Yeah.
That was.
How'd you do it?
I just thought about back on my day and year, and then I went on.
No, what he really thought was, I work with Eunice, and it's so painful, and I have to feed the cat when she's out of town.
I don't even know. That was just weird.
I can't even tell if it's sweat from the lights now. or
No,
you're actually...
no, it's totally historic here. I've never seen Josh willingly force a tear out. Actually, I've never seen him cry.
It's good. I do it. Try to do it once a day. Keep the eyes
Keep the sinuses
clean.
going.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I work with Eunice.
Just to clean the sinuses.
Wow, that was incredible. Too bad we had a close up of that. Who knew?
We have no crew.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
But I'll say that when you first posted the video, I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And I was freaking blown away. Because I was just like I want to see this show. This should be a TV show. I was just like, the actual, content was really good. It fascinated me. I always want to pick up the book and look at it and check it out. And I was just like, it's almost like it never. I was like, why hasn't anybody done this before? It doesn't make any sense. It's not been done before.
Right.
It is weird.
Because you think about it, it's like you're right. Like all book trailers are usually the same. It's usually like if it was done by somebody else, it would have been like it's the girl walking down the street. Somebody would have bully her, and then it would have been like, here's the book, and it would have been like the book by itself on like something like this without the lights out.
Exactly.
If anyone else had read that book, there's no way they would have made a trailer that was fun.
No.
I mean, the book's fun, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean,
they would concentrate on different parts of the book.
They'd probably make it really dark, and I didn't want to make it dark because actually the humor, it is. I mean, the humor is dark, but it can be a very funny book. It's not like it's this horrible.
It's
it's not like
definitely
a
not
bully
a
where I
sad-
beat and drama.
It's
and
definitely not a sad book.
It's not a sad book. It's quirky. It's Moonrise Kingdom quirky humor kind of, but there are a lot of there are a lot of hard topics, and subjects that I mean those are there, but it's not. It's like I don't know. Like you have to make.
I mean,
people
did you
laugh if they're
cry
gonna
during
cry.
Juno?
Yeah, Juno. Good example.
That's what I thought of.
You did cry during Juno?
No.
No. He's like, no, but that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
Well, somebody said that in their blog post recently. They totally slammed the book. They didn't like the book, but then they said, I guess if you like Juno, you're going to like it. And I was like, oh, thanks for the compliment.
yeah, they compared it like, well,
If
if
you're
you're
gonna
one
be
of those.
Juno.
I know. And I was like,
kind of trying to be.
I'm like, that rocks. I'm like, thank you for the compliment. Cha-ching.
Another female writer. If you want one of those. Diablo Cody.
Let him out of the kitchen, I guess.
Wow.
What? That's what I was acting just like you were crying there a second ago.
Sure.
He was embracing
Sure. Wow. I don't think I can make myself cry again. That was a special moment. So.
It was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know you're a good actor, but that crying thing was great.
I was impressed.
So what's your next book?
My next book is actually very different. All three are, which is good, is I don't write the same thing usually. But the next one is set in an inner city with, it focuses on 4 African American kids. And I'm basically taking language and sort of bending it and recreating in a lot of ways, using a lot of slang, some that exists, some that I'm sort of making my own. So a little bit like what Adam Rapp has done in the past, and he's an amazing award-winning playwright and novelist.
Wasn't he in Rent? Or who am I thinking? I'm thinking Anthony Rapp.
Yep, that's who you're thinking.
Okay.
So, but it's something I've had on my mind for a while, and I'm really excited to do that. And then, so I've got 2 novels going. Josh and I have a screenplay going, and then I have a screenplay going with someone in California based on a short film I did called One Day Summer, and which is, just straight up teen, 2 girls, one day summer of debauchery, kind of thing. And so that's really fun, and then, hey, if what's coming, if Fat Angie, the features to come, then if there's any fortune behind that, and not financial fortune, but good luck, I would want to stay attached as a screenwriter and possibly a director. So hopefully those things will happen, but it's a tough thing to negotiate, especially when you haven't directed a feature.
Sure.
So, but we'll see, I mean, it's all...
Sorry, Josh, you're out.
I'm going to direct one right now.
He's going to get out his phone
right now.
and just start shooting it.
How long's this podcast?
Well, usually about 45 minutes.
So
all
now,
right, that's half of it.
Boom.
There we got it.
Other half, car accident.
It's literally a car accident.
Crash.
Right. In slow motion, for 45 minutes.
One of those cool ones like the Hollywood does, where the camera's pointing out the window and the car hits it.
Ooh. I see that all the time.
It's like it was done by one movie, and then it just kind of came into every movie.
The first time I remember is like, not Drunk Drivers, but they're like, I think it might have been Drunk Drivers. It's like a commercial or something.
The Bourne movie, I think, was one of the first ones to do it.
I have to agree with you. I do think it was.
I think it was like
Bourne
he was
films.
driving, and then it just became a thing through it. Because I was watching. It was I think it was a supercut of people getting hit by buses in movies, and I was like, I can't believe how many times it's been in movies. And I was like, I can think of like Final Destination,
right,
and then Meet Joe Black, and then I was like, they had all these different movies.
Oh, I see it all the time. And there's some I was watching, and I was like, there's some they missed even.
Oh yeah.
You
mean the bus doesn't hit them?
But actually, that's why we did a short film over the last summer called Body and Soul for a 48-hour film project in Columbus,
which is available on the Pinata Productions.
And I've seen that bus hit so many times
on YouTube.
But I've seen people get hit by cars or whatever, and it always ends their 48-hour film project.
And we just
it started off like Dog Day did it. It was like, oh wow, it was like years ago, and then like they won the city, and like everyone kept doing it. Car hit at the end of the short. Car hit. Car hit.
Sadness.
So I was like, what if we begin it with the car hit? So that's why it's like.
And then 6 minutes of credits.
Yes, 6 minutes of credits.
I think that would have actually helped us.
No.
6 minutes of credits.
So I thought we should start it with it because I was like, where do we go from there? So instead of just the end, like, oh no, what happened? Like,
did we mention that Body and Soul is available on YouTube?
Right, and for sale.
And for sale.
No, it's not.
At the Gap.
Yeah, at the Gap.
But that's an interesting segue, Josh, because that's actually how Josh Flowers and I met. Was working on the Columbus 48.
I thought you were going to say the Gap.
No, we were not at the Gap. He looks so terrified. That is so hilarious.
Like, why would I be
Actually,
pants,
I know.
It
was totally Reality Bites. Yeah, absolutely. No, we did the Columbus 48 in 2010.
That's right.
After I begged him to be my directing partner.
No.
I begged him.
Here's what happened.
That's not true. You can't
spit the truth, Josh Flowers.
Well, not Peter John Ross.
No, it's
well, we are great right now.
Allen.
No, it's not Allen.
His last name's Allen.
Casey Allen.
Casey
Allen runs the Columbus 48-hour film project. He messaged me about doing it, and he said I should team up with Eunice. He sent Eunice the same message. I was like, all right. So I messaged Eunice, hear nothing back.
I actually messaged Josh. He didn't respond.
We're doing the Cincinnati 48-hour film project, and she's on the same team. And I go, hey, I messaged you a while back about, oh, did you?
Didn't I reply to that?
Yeah.
So
she's terrible at replying to emails, by the way.
I'm gotten better because Josh reminds me how important it is to do it immediately.
You just do it right away.
It doesn't matter that there's 50 other things. It's like you do the email.
When you say, oh, I'll do it later, never happens. You forget about it.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. So, no, I don't. I'm trying to make you feel better.
I know
anyway,
you are.
so we end up doing the Columbus 48. We had not directed anything together before.
Never.
we just practiced writing together. Like we drew.
We created mock
Yeah,
drawings.
like I've done this before. I have like all the genres, characters. We just make them up and we draw random ones and see what we get and see how we do.
And that was really awesome.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
To see like how you guys would work together on coming up with a script.
It was really strange because most people thought we'd work together for years, and actually we didn't kill each other, and we did really good. We just sort of balanced each other out, and then, but yeah, no, and we won Best Writing and Best Original Score, which was also by Douglas Thornton. So that was the first time that we'd worked.
Yeah, Best Writing, boom. So.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been won Best Directing had it not been for Josh, of course. You always holding me back.
They gave you half a point for directing. It's like, we'll take away from Josh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, the film wouldn't have been finished without me.
Sure.
He brought it back.
Nah.
So yeah, so you're a writer.
Yes.
Why?
And a filmmaker.
Why would you write?
I don't know.
Like, why'd you start? Like, you're doing film first, right?
Yeah, I was in film school.
Seems like a step back.
No.
Like you use fire, and you're like, I'm done.
I'll use water.
Like you're a caveman. You learn to use fire.
Oh yeah.
You're
See,
like,
now
I'm
we're
out.
back with the cavemen. So what? Now it's like, oh, but I was a cave woman, so that means someone was dragging me by the hair.
That's why
in
you
this
cut it.
scenario, I didn't.
Anyway.
I didn't really get to have the fire. See.
So why
I was
writing?
like cooked for
Why
you.
writing? Why'd you decide to become a writer?
Well, Josh, thanks for asking. Josh Flowers, that is.
Yes.
Why did I become a writer? I've been a writer my whole life since I was a little kid. I would write on anything I could get a hold of. I was typing by the time I was 6.
But you're a movie person, so that seems to be better.
Well, okay. Well, I was in film school and I graduated in 2003. My best friend died, and I took a year off. And in that year, I wrote the first 2 novels, and they were sold in less than a year. And then I was like, oh, I guess maybe I can do this gig. And then I started going back to film because I love it. And then I started doing film and directing and producing, and most recently producing the feature film Home that came out of the company that Josh and I run together. And so,
what company?
I heard it was called Pinata Productions.
Okay, great.
Maybe it was called Josh Flowers Productions. I don't know. I can't really. I was a cave woman at the time being pulled, so I don't really remember. It's all. He had the fire. You know how it is.
And then you got rid of it.
Yeah.
So when I asked you about your next book, I thought you were actually going to talk about Fat Angie 2.
I did start a sequel to Fat Angie.
Right. I thought you finished it.
No, I did start it. I started it. I started a sequel to Fat Angie before I'd actually finished Fat Angie. So, which there's been talk actually about writing another one, but I don't really know yet if I feel like that's a sequel is really a good idea. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
I'll start in the trailer.
It's pretty complete. I don't know.
If you could go further with it, would you rather it be a TV show or like a movie, or would you rather it be just it's one and done?
No, I mean,
I got my story out. I got what I wanted to say.
I think it's interesting. Watching the trailer, I thought, oh, this could be an interesting television show. I could see it, on the CW or something like that, or Fox or whatever. But
somewhere we'll get canceled quickly.
Yeah,
like CW
yeah, somewhere
and
where it's
Fox.
like, boom, gone. It's definitely not CBS.
I would get on NBC because they keep it around for a while.
Make it a late night show. Have it to compete with Jay Leno.
Yeah, there you go. No, I mean, I think it'd be an interesting TV show, but my first instinct is to go feature film. I mean, I think even when I finished the book, I was like, oh, this would be a really interesting feature film. And the thing is, it feels like Home actually started as a feature film.
Okay.
And then I was getting stuck in the beginning. It wasn't working for me. The visuals weren't working. And then I just wrote it as a book. I was like, I just need I was like, oh, I'll just write this down.
Yeah.
And then so when I won the Delacorte, the person who called me said, hey, I'm looking for Eunice Charlton. And I was like, and I thought it was, at the time, the student loan people had found me. And I was really frightened. So I was like, who is this? What do you want? And, I was really aggressive and realized that was not a good idea because that was my future editor at Random House. And she's like, yeah, so we read this book, Prize Fighter, in Mi Casa, and it says here that your name's Charlton. And so I was like, is this a question of ethnicity? I'm Mexican. But I just, it's...
And after being deported.
Yes, actually, yeah. So anyway, but they asked me at the time, they said, okay, well, you won this big award. I was like, that's really great. And I was like, does that mean I get money? Because I have student loans. And, but anyway, so... And they said, well, we wanted to know if you had an additional book. And I said, well, yeah, I have this other book, but you're not going to like it. It's a real dog. And they said, what's it called? And I said, Feels Like Home. And so, well, why don't you send it? So then I did. And then next thing you know, I have an agent like in 3 days and who's negotiating the deal. And it's like, oh, wow, this is a really different way of existing, from going from film to novels and then rounding back to film. I mean, I love both. I don't imagine existing without one or the other.
Sure.
So...
Great. I was just looking at the prices of the book, and I've noticed that
They all say free. No.
It went up in the U.S. $1, but in Canada it's gone down $2 on the same book.
Right.
What's your comment on the Canadian economy?
Well, Josh, I think maybe we need to look at what the dollar and the Canadian dollar mean, and
Yeah.
and I
talk more about Canada.
Well, since Canada's a big focus for you. Canada's a focus for you. Canada's a focus for you tonight. Is there something you need to work out?
I was trying to bring it back.
That's what made him cry.
Are you Canadian?
He misses Canada.
Josh is actually secretly Canadian, and he's having a love affair with a Canadian.
Poutines, man. Poutines and maple syrup.
Oh, that's right. You brought up Canada first.
You brought up Canada.
Yeah.
You did.
Good joke.
Whatever.
Whatever. Thanks for
So
nodding.
if you had any kind of advice for somebody that wants to get into writing or has already written stuff, which are the steps they should take to move forward in getting a book published?
Apparently, I got a little lucky publishing a book. Some people write for 30 years and never see their books published. So I thought that was just what I just thought anybody could get published at the time. I was naive. So it was really strange to have two just shoot right out the gate, and that was all I ever tried to do. I think if you, it sounds hokey, but I think if people are writing a genuine story and they let their egos stay out of the way and just stick with the characters and the voice, they have the best shot to get seen and get published. I mean, you can go to conferences, and these are for young adults and middle grades. So the Society of Children's Writers and Illustrators, they have fantastic conferences that they can go to, but sometimes you can get lost in the shuffle. So it sort of depends. It's like, decide what is it you want to write and write that with passion, and then see where that fits, like a certain house or if you want a certain agent. But if you start marketing it before you're finished, I feel like you're finished.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, it gets in the way. You know, I didn't say, oh, I'm going to write a bully book so that it's a hot button issue, and now an anti-bullying book is going to be really great to sell. I wrote a book about a girl that couldn't find a way to fit in the midst of a lot of pain, and a new person in her life who was trying to mirror back who she was and who she could be. You know, so it wasn't an agenda book, I don't like books that are very didactic. You know, that say, okay, you feel sad, here's a way to not feel sad. You know, be happy all the time. And then the other trend is books that offer no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, there was a big trend in YA literature for several years where it's these books that dark, 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 and then that's where they leave the kids. I'm like, well, thanks for nothing. That's crap. I could have just gone home for that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it has to be all Susie Sunshine, but I think, you have an obligation, especially if you're writing for young people. I mean, it's hard enough. It's not like when I was a kid. It's a different time now. And, it's hard enough just to get out of bed and go through, school and not get cyberbullied and just everything that goes on. And, it's like, give some kids some hope. And if you're writing for adults, then write good literature by just basically writing what you want to write and don't market. Wait until that's at the end. Yeah. That's my advice. I mean, and, seek out, people that you can trust to give you feedback and not just your family and friends. Real writing groups that can support,
Right. Your family and friends will probably be like, it's great. No
Lie.
matter what.
Lie.
That's probably why we have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm awesome. My family and friends said so.
And you have to write a lot of bad things. Now, I got lucky with the books, right? But with screenplays, I've written a lot of bad screenplays. I mean, you have to work that out. It's part of the process. And these books didn't come out perfect. I mean, there was re-edits, you have to work that out and be willing to work your craft. I mean, that's just the bottom line,
And be willing to hear criticism.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, I even struggle. I mean, I still struggle, especially if I think the person's not getting where I'm going. But there's a trusted number of people that I know get my style, and I know that the feedback they're going to give me is usually pretty solid.
Yeah.
And so that's good. I mean, but trusting your friends who already think you're awesome, that's not going to help you if you're writing. It's not going to help you with a lot of things, unless you're just having a bad day.
I mean, if you want to feel good all the time.
Yeah, that's different.
And do terrible things, then sure.
Sure.
But,
This is actually your intervention, Bodecker.
Yeah, actually.
Felt like it.
We're actually both here to help you.
I need to tell you that this is not working out.
Yeah, just drop your friends. You have to move on.
It's going to be okay.
So, okay, hold on.
And we have a place. Do you have the number? I thought you brought the number.
Yeah, we'll have it on the screen.
We'll have the screen.
Please got the number on the screen.
The number's going to be
You can
right
watch
there.
it later.
It's my cell phone number. It says, stop being a douche.
That would be
It's
great.
awesome.
That's funny stuff.
Yeah, so we've talked about your books a lot.
That's exhausting. Can't we talk about something else?
Yeah,
What do
let's
you
talk
wanna talk
about what TV stuff and movie stuff you're working on.
Oh,
Screenplays. Wow. Let's say, what's the screenplay you and Josh are working on? What's that all
Beats
about?
me.
I don't know. Josh writes it, and then he says, yeah, you don't get your name on it.
Actually, we're busy working on a project can't really talk about.
Well, we can't, but
it's a reality show.
And it's awesome. And we're actually doing really awesome on it. And we are super excited because it's paid.
It is paid. It's a secret right now. We actually have a new GoPro to test out.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And we're getting also, I found out today, the new Panasonic that you slip over the ear. Yes, we're ordering
We
that.
are getting
we
it.
are ordering it. And
Great. That's the one I originally wanted, but didn't think it was going to be in time. They have a new Panasonic. It's kind of like GoPro.
Yeah.
It's like a thin little iPod, but it
You've seen
slides.
the video then where they break dance. Yeah, I want to see if that's real.
I'm
So
gonna
Josh
slide
is
it
going to try
over-
it.
I'm going to slide it over the shoulder.
I'm going to videotape that for
Crack.
you.
Yeah.
Josh's first person point of view of his neck break.
Wow, that's not good.
No.
I mean, we're insured.
Now let's
but-
do a Harlem Shake video. No.
No. Yeah, so, yeah, we're really excited about that. And, well, Josh and I have been throwing around a couple of ideas, things that we started in the past, and then we got really busy with our individual projects.
Mhm.
We thought about, maybe we should, but actually, I wrote a screenplay. I've gotten a little farther than I usually tell Josh because I'm waiting, but I want him to actually star in it. And I actually have a lot of faith that Josh can
You've
act.
been working on it again?
I have, and I
Put a crying scene in it.
and I
I
there,
know. I
but-
won't be able to do it then.
No, he won't be able to do it.
4
then.
hours later.
Yeah.
All I can think about is fetus cakes.
Maybe that might make you cry.
Yes, it could.
Yes, it could. I mean, we don't know really what was motivating him. He says.
Mary
but-
Beth actually made that cake, by
Yes.
the way.
Did she really?
Yeah,
Yes,
the
the
bakeress
bakerist.
who was on here.
Form episode, yeah.
Yes, the bakerist.
It wasn't
Was
as good.
it vegan?
It
Yes.
was.
It wasn't as good, which is hilarious. A fetus cake was vegan, but it wasn't as good as those Twinkies we had. So
Those were good.
yeah, those were
Yes.
amazing. I want her back. We should just say we're having her back on the show. Just to get more Twinkies.
No, that.
Oh yeah, where are the cameras? I don't know. They're hidden. This is the hidden camera show. We'll take a box of Twinkies. Thanks.
So that Panasonic, that's it.
Yeah,
Borrow it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Everybody wears
That's
one.
how we should do the next video podcast. We all have.
There you go. Everybody's
Yes.
wearing body
We all
cameras.
have cameras.
That would be
on us.
hilarious. That would be really cool.
Maybe the
actually.
guest first person point of view shot.
Actually,
I
would be
like
kinda
that.
interesting.
That would be nice. I think you
like
should
that.
try it.
Has anyone ever done a talk show where they're all
No.
wired like that?
I think that would be awesome. A talk show.
Yeah, and then take the shots from the different people's point
Yeah.
of view.
Yeah,
That'd
just
be-
edit the three
and then
cameras
the guest-
together.
And then the guest.
I like that.
Hey, well, let's cut this out so no one steals their idea.
Uh-oh.
Ah. All right, now let's tell them all about the reality show. No. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Non-disclosure agreement.
Can you talk
Josh.
about the screenplay you're writing with a person in California?
Yeah, sure. So the screenplay I'm writing with Sarah Say Martin Lynn, who was the director of the feature film Night Flyers, is called One Day Summer, and it's based on a short film that I directed with Colette Thomas, and about two girls who are kind of punk rock, I don't know, debauchery-filled.
Yes.
They're
just
not
sort of-
really that bad.
Well, they want to have fun and rock out. They're like, "Arr." They're like, not this, this.
They try out for the Roller Girls.
They try out
and
for the
stuff
Cincinnati
like
Roller Girls. That's what they had done in the short. That was sort of the main focal
Okay.
point. And then they had all these sort of shenanigans they did. I feel like it was more like, it was like sort of an introduction to what the feature would be. It was almost like an elongated trailer in some ways, which is
that. Oh,
not
the
good.
trailer's done.
Yeah. So that's done. It's only 13 minutes long. But anyway, and we had music from local artists featured in the film. It's like we try as Josh and I when we work together, or like Colette and I, we try to whoever it is that comes through and works with piano, we try to use local music and really get that out there when we go to festivals.
Sure.
So people say, oh, who's this band? Oh, Shining the Spoon. Who's that? And just kind of do something like that. So with this film, what we're doing is we're basically just expanding upon what would have been in the short. So it's still one day, but in this case, it's like basically one day, 24 hours, and they have this list, and they always, every summer, these two girls get together, Roberta and Lauren, and they have a list that they have the whole summer to do, but now, since Lauren's leaving for the summer, they have one day to do the entire list. So it's one of those sort of throwback to the mid-'80s
Sure.
type, teens, having a John Hughes type time.
Oh, what's that one movie? Times Square.
Times Square. It's got a lot of that kind of feeling of Times Square, which was an
Never heard of that.
early 80s film, which is the director of Pump Up the Volume, which was
But
Christian
it's
Slater.
two girls getting in trouble
Yeah.
kind
Okay.
of thing. So
Yeah.
young girls, very
Yeah.
young. So
So soundtrack and sort of the energy of it, all of that will play a big part in it. We've been trying to think of things that are a little bit just sort of outside the box. But at the same time, it's my most studio film I've ever tried to write. And not that I think we're going to sell it to a studio, but it's the most Hollywood film.
Sell out.
It's not. It doesn't have the indie feel. It has the more Hollywood feel. I'm not going to lie. So it's
That's
like, how do you...
thing people say when they watch my movies. You didn't sell out.
Really? Did they say that about all your films, Josh?
I'm just kidding. Did I sell out? I don't remember.
You know...
Which one did I sell out on?
I can't say it because I'll get in trouble. He did sell out on one.
I say do it. Sell out.
He's a sellout. I can't say it.
One I've done recently?
I can't say it, and we're on video too, so don't do that. Don't give
Were
me the
you
look.
okay?
Not anymore.
Click.
We'll move on. Oh,
oops.
I know I'm not making money, so
sell out.
I don't know how I sold out exactly.
Sell out.
So where can they find these books, and where can they find your movies?
All right. Well, books. Definitely you can find them on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local independent bookstore. That would include the Blue Marble books in Kentucky, Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Who
Recycle bins.
Stop
Propping up coffee tables.
Yeah, and next thing, yeah, what else?
Scrap paper.
Yeah, scrap paper. That's it.
So me and Josh Flowers.
Yes.
I guess all that hate that you bring back is when it makes you cry.
Yeah.
It's like you just think of your karma, and you just go...
There you go. That's what it is.
I remember what I say to myself in the mirror. And that's when the tears come.
You just look in the mirror, I'm going to ruin somebody's day today.
Interestingly enough, it's usually mine. Oh, wah, wah.
No.
So yeah, you can get it anywhere online. Like Josh says, you can get it on audio, ebook, or
you can download it from Amazon, the Audible version.
and you can also download it from iTunes.
It's on audible.com, right?
Yes,
Oh,
I
that's
believe
awesome.
so. And you know, and obviously the trailer you can see almost anywhere now because we're on 7 different sites. I think Daily Motion and Blip TV, or not
Yeah,
Blip
just
TV, but
Google
elsewhere.
Fat Angie.
Yeah,
and
Fat
the book
Angie
trailer
book.
comes up first, actually.
Or book trailer, yeah, and that'll just beep.
I just searched for Fat Angie today, and the book trailer is the first thing on YouTube.
It's
came
awesome.
Up, so.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is as people like the book, the one thing I would really encourage, if this does make the final cut, is that, you know, if they like the book, go to Amazon and write a review. Even if it's like 3 sentences. You're like, I liked it, I think it should be in schools, young people should, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, please just write a review because that makes a difference in people making the purchase, you know, and the purchase thing goes to a young person. And that's kind of what I'm looking at. Or going to the library.
Yeah.
They'll go to Amazon and they'll say, oh, this looks, maybe I'll go to the public library now and check this out for my kid.
5 stars. My couch has never been so steady.
See there?
Just prop it right up.
There you go. That's what I was
Perfect
thinking.
length.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But
5
such a
stars.
jerk, Josh Flowers.
Sorry.
Josh Flowers. And as for the movies, you can always go to
YouTube.
www.pinataproduction.com or
Singular on production.
singular, or on YouTube, you can go to The Pinata Production.
The Pinata Production.
Yeah, the.
Or you can go to Josh Flowers.
No, don't go to Josh Flowers because there's nothing
Let's
really
go
there.
to you personally.
There's nothing there.
I'll find you and you'll get the video.
There's nothing there.
I have copies
It's
on
empty.
me.
It's totally
It's
empty.
constantly. Find Josh walking in the street somewhere.
Don't.
I put them around my legs with rubber bands.
No.
Just in case. Just,
He
here's the
doesn't.
DVD. What?
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You're so mean, Josh Flowers.
I know.
Rips me apart. The heart.
I can see it.
Throws
Really?
it down, steps on it.
I'm not mean to you, am I?
No.
No.
Okay.
He picks on
Not even
girls.
me,
He picks
yeah.
on girls.
Am I mean on
You do
Eunice?
pick on girls.
See there? Girl picker.
All right.
I think that's a movie Josh wrote, too.
Girl picker.
So, that was my sellout movie.
Yeah, that was
your sellout
that was
movie.
his sellout
That's what it
movie.
was.
Mm-hmm. Girl picker.
Girl picker. I like that.
Yep. Great one.
Do we have anything funny to say, or are we done?
No, I think we're done.
Are we done?
Done? All right. Well, everybody go to, as usual, thanks for nothing. All right, that's not our website. What is our website? autfn.wordpress.com. You can find us on iTunes. Searching as usual, thanks for nothing podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, where you're probably watching this right now. And we'll link to Pinata Production and your guys' videos and the Fat Angie trailer. So
Sweet.
we'll put that in there too.
Yes.
As
More plays.
usual.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
nothing.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.